ahead and get started. So we're going to play the 4th fret of the D and the A string, and we're going to play the 6th fret of the low E string. And we're just going to play those 3 together. That's going to be our first part right there. Now we're going to move up to the next chord, and we're going to play the 6th fret of the D and the A, and then we're going to play the 7th fret of the low E. So our first 2 would have this. And then we're going to use the same shape we started with. Just now we've got the 9th fret of the low E and the 7th fret of the A and the D. And we're just going to work our way backwards right to the chord we had in the middle, and then go right back to the first chord. Kind of just hit those chords by themselves until we get to the 3rd one, and then we'll start kind of yo-yoing or alternating between the A and D string to the bass string. The other thing that you could do, especially if you had 2 guitar players, is you could use some upper voicing. So you could play an F sharp major triad right here, and then we could use a G sharp minor triad right here. And then we could go up and play the A, C sharp, and E from the F sharp minor 7, and then right back to the G sharp minor. And that would kind of sound like this. So we can kind of layer those on top like this. Now, at the end of each little verse, there's like a little interlude for the ending of it, and that's going to go to a B6 chord, and we're going to play it right here on the. We're going to root it on the 2nd fret of the A string. Okay, and from that B6 chord, we're going to go to a C sharp 6. So we're going to use the exact same fingering there, just up a whole step. And then from the C sharp 6, we're going to go to a C sharp dominant 7. So we'll have the B6, and then we go right back to our riff. So here's what the whole verse should sound like. Okay, so for the instrumental section, we're going to go, it's going to switch to 3/4 for a while here, and we're going to go to a B flat minor 7 flat 5. And we're going to play that right here. So we're going to think about just like the A minor shape, but we're going to move it up to where our first finger's on the 5th fret, and our middle and ring finger on the 6th fret of the D and the G. And then you can use your thumb maybe to wrap around and get that B flat on the 6th fret of the low E. A lot of players will also play this chord like this, and they'll root that 6th fret of the low E with their middle finger, whichever way feels really comfortable for you. We just don't want to play the A string. So we have that. There's our B flat minor 7 flat 5. And now we're going to move to an E flat minor 7 flat 5. And we're going to root that one on the A string. And this is, I always kind of joke, this is like the rhombus chord, right? So we're going to play the 6th fret of the A, the 7th fret of the D, the 6th fret of the G, and the 7th fret of the B. And so it kind of makes this little rhombus shape. But okay, so we have B flat minor 7 flat 5 to E flat minor 7 flat 5. And then we're just going to go to a D bar chord. And then we'll just go to a C So the next chord we have is a C over B flat, and we're going to take the triad of our C bar chord, and we're just going to take that middle section right there, and we're going to use that and then play the B flat below it, so that'd be on the 6th fret. This would be a good way to do it. Some players might try to do that with their thumb too, I don't know, but I think it's most comfortable like this. And after the C over B flat, we're going to move to an A bar chord, and we're right there. And then we're going to go to a G bar chord. Now the G will be only for 2 beats, and then we go to the F sharp. We'll do that also as a bar chord, and that will go back to 4/4 for 2 measures to kind of build back into our riff. So the whole instrumental section with the chords should sound like this. Okay, so for the melody for the instrumental section, we're going to start on the 11th fret of your D string, and we're going to go from the 11 to the 9 of the G to the 11 of the G. And then we'll go to the 11 of the B. Now we're going to go to the 9th fret of the B, and we're going to hammer pull to the 10. And we'll jump to the 11th fret of the G. Now we'll go to the 10th fret of the B. We'll play the 10th fret of the B again. Now the 10th fret of the high E. Back to the 10 of the B. Now we'll go to the 11th fret of the G. Now to the 9 of the G, back to the 11 of the G, back to the 9. Now we'll play the 9 of the G again, to the 10, to the 12, back to the 9. So now we're going to jump to the 8th fret of the B, to the 10th fret, to the 12, and to the 14. We'll play that twice. Thanks so much for making it to the end of this lesson. If you have any questions, just let me know below. And if you're interested in a one-on-one lesson through Skype or Zoom, just use my contact info and hit me up for more information. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.